Hey guys, Ralph here, and welcome to True Power Save the Planet on this sensational Saturday here in Connecticut. Life's good, man. Life's good. You saw the thumbnail. Bill Maher on fat shaming. Oh my. Anyway, I'm going to leave the link down below that I'm referring to. Many of you may have seen it. He was on Adam Carolla's show. And let me preface a little bit before I even get into it. I'm not a big fan of Bill Maher. I think he's a blowhard. I don't think he is nearly as smart as he thinks he is. I don't watch his show a lot, but basically, from what I see, his intellect takes him to a certain point. And when he gets stuck, when there's nothing else that he can say, then out come the F-bombs and jokes and everything, and all the trained seals and it goes, yeah, Bill, F. I mean, it's moronic. I really do believe his show panders to the lowest common denominator. Anyway, with that said, occasionally I see, little snippets. I don't watch the show consistently. I see little snippets that, the title intrigues me. And occasionally he'll end up on the right side of things, from what I see. And this whole thing that he's talking about fat, I think is... It's all right. It's all right. Now, let me say this also about Bill. He's not the least bit healthy. He looks absolutely terrible, even though he's thin. He looks absolutely terrible. You see, without makeup, he looks about 150 years old. He makes no bones about it. He stays stoned on the cannabis, 24/7. He is stoned, stays stoned all day long, 365. He's very proud of that. Anyway, not nearly the point. But for him to be talking about health, I think is a joke. Okay? But he did come up with some pretty decent points on being fat. Now, we were in the midst or in the end of a pandemic. You want to talk an epidemic? Obesity. I mean, it is just absolutely rampant. You go to any of your grocery store, supermarket, and find one skinny person. They're not existent. Some people are thinner than others, but first of all, my wife tells me that all of the ladies' clothing sizes are much bigger than they were in days before. A size 2 dress is non-existent. A size 2 dress today is the equivalent of about a 6 or an 8, 25, 30 years ago. Being overweight is a way of life. Now, if I'm saying anything here that people don't like, it is not in any way, shape, or form a form of fat shaming. I have clients here that come in just about every single day, and their life is ruined. They're miserable because they are overweight. Now, one of the things that really gets me is that being overweight is all right. Well, depending on what perspective you're talking about, being overweight, or let's just say obese, morbidly obese, is not any reason to think less of anybody. I've no problem with that. But don't think it's all right. As you know, my channel is about health. And being morbidly obese is not all right for your health. It's just not. I can go right down the list. If you are morbidly obese for any period of time, you are just waiting. It's a time bomb waiting. Heart disease, type 2 diabetes, hypertension, liver disease. It is just the worst thing you can do. And one of the myths you hear all the time, that obesity is rampant in lower income areas. Well, it is and isn't. And the reason for that is because they don't have access to quality food. Bullshit. I don't like to swear. But guys, that's nonsense. Don't tell me you can't go into any bodega up in Spanish Harlem and find a bag of rice. and multiple cans of beans and multiple cans of peas and corn. The problem is people don't know what good food is. That is the problem. Now, do they have access to fresh produce? Probably not. Probably not. I'll give you that. You want to know the truth? Most of us don't. The produce that we get is many times a notch above garbage. That's why I juice so much of it, to get the juice out and not eat the... Anyway, that's a different thing. But, guys, the notion that people can't get rice, corn, peas, potatoes, you can't get rice in the inner city, you can't get a bag of potatoes, and you hear people that have no idea, well, in the inner city you can't get lean red meat. Good. Good. You can go to any 7-Eleven and buy a bag of rice, and don't tell me you can't. And you don't. You absolutely 1,000% don't have to drink gallons and gallons of soda. That is terrible for your teeth, terrible for your health, terrible for your insides. And everybody blames it on sugar. No, I'm talking about the carbonic acid in the sodas. It's not the sugar, okay? At all. Quite the opposite. You know how I feel about sugar water. I think it can be a wonderful thing, okay? And what you can get in the inner city, the next best thing if you can't get fresh fruit, is the fruit in a can. And yes, it is stored in a sugar syrup, which everybody thinks is the devil, but it's not. That's the thing. People don't know what good food is. Therefore, they have no way of knowing. But canned pineapple, canned peaches, absolutely. That's fine for you. And you know what? I did a video a couple weeks ago on if there is a food shortage. You want to get healthy as can be. You want to lose weight. You want to have great overall health. I'll tell you. You get a bag of rice, and for breakfast you make rice and you dump a can of peaches in there. Lunch, a bag of rice, you dump a can of corn in there. You get a dinner, a big thing of rice, and you dump a can of peas in there. And don't tell me canned vegetables and canned fruit and a bag of rice cannot be obtained in the inner city or anywhere else. I don't believe it. The problem is that people in the inner city don't know what good food is. That is the problem. Now here's another one. I think Bill Maher said this, I don't know. Do you know at this point, 78%, I believe it was 78%, it might be different, 78% of the people that died from COVID were obese. I haven't had a sniffle, and I haven't been vaccinated. My brother just spent last night in the hospital. He is younger than me. He's had 4 vaccines. The first 2 and the booster, okay? And he still got COVID. Several months later, he got the 4th, and he was rushed to the hospital. He thought he was having a heart attack. He had inflammation of the heart lining due from directly from the COVID vaccine. That's what the doctors told him. I'm not saying it. That's what the doctors told him. Now, I tell you to eat your fruits and vegetables instead of getting those stupid jabs, and my channel's shut down for 2 weeks. If I get shut down again, I'm off. Guys, it is such a joke. I do not fat shame, but let's get one thing straight. Fat shame, you're doing it to yourself. Unless there is a genetic predisposition, and there is such a case, but it is very, very rare, less than 1%. Number 2, being morbidly obese is not healthy. If you feel comfortable in your own skin, knock yourself out. But do not try to convince yourself that being obese is healthy. Okay? Number 3, you can get, I can get, and I can afford quality food like anybody else. I'll tell you what. Here's what you do. For 49 cents a pound, you eat a 8 to 10 banana smoothie for breakfast and lunch. That's 2,000 calories. Okay? Then for dinner, you take 2 cups of dried rice, you dump it in, and you throw a can of corn on there. That's about 3,500 calories. You will lose weight, you'll feel great, and it's all for less than $3 a day. Don't tell me it can't be done. All right? All right. Eat and drink fruits and vegetables and live your life with true power. Love you all.